big gospel, think of it as a sandwich. You have a bread on top, bread in the top, in the bottom, and some meat in the middle. The meat in the middle is two parables, and both are addressing one important teaching. That before you commit to being a disciple of Christ, you better know the cost of it, and then commit. If you're going to build a tower, make sure you got the resources you need. If you're going into battle, make sure you have enough soldiers to have a successful battle. So that's the parable, but the parable is this prompting for us to consider what is the cost of being a disciple of Christ. Okay? Now, that is sandwiched between two things, and I'm going to be going back and forth. This first phrase that we're going to study, if anyone comes to me without hating his father and all the people that we may have a relationship with, and in the bottom, renouncing all your possessions. So we have, this hating all forms of relationship, human relationships, renouncing possessions, the two parables prompting us to consider the cost of being a disciple, and a classic phrase right after the first piece of bread. And that's the main teaching, right? The main nugget. So let's go piece by piece. Okay. If anyone comes to me without, what's the word there? Hating. All right, I want you to put your scholarly theologians, biblical minds. Hating, that's a very strong word. Not often used by Jesus Christ. It's about love and forgiving and even pray and love those who do you harm. But here, hate. And then hating your father, your mother. But isn't that one of the commandments? Honor your father, your mother. Okay, now I'm really confused here. And on top of that, your wife and your children. Well, what about loving each other, good time and bad times? Hold on, something is missing here, right? Well, let's go a little bit deeper. The word hating is not the best translation for this gospel. This is Luke chapter 14, verse 26. That word, miseo, actually, yesterday when I was looking at the Spanish translation, prefiere, that's actually a better translation. And the Greek word miseo, it has a comparative meaning. So basically, you're taking something and compare it with something else, and you want to have something in the top of values. Nothing above that. So, if we now use that term, if anyone comes to me without putting below God, father, mother, wife, children, brother, and sister, even his own life, he cannot be my disciple. Now that begins to make more sense. We go back to the greatest commandment. Love God above all things. Now, you love God above all things so much that if something happens to think they're above God, let it be your father, your mother, your wife, your children, your brother and sister, they think themselves to be above God, you will hate that. It's like you will denounce, you even persecute that because that is wrong, right? Right? If you got someone who's thinking that is your God, won't you be like, oh, no, well, let's put it in context. If you have a jefe, a supervisor, who thinks they are your God, will you be happy with that? You'll denounce it. This is something wrong here. You will even hate it because no, God is above all things. And that's the meaning right there. So when you put the hating, is because you will hate to have anybody think they're a God above God. You following me? Make sense now? Because that's a tough phrase that often gets misunderstood. If anyone comes to me without, let's use the word they used in the Spanish translation, without preferring God or having God above father, mother, wife, children, brothers, sisters, and even his own life, he cannot be my disciple. Now, let's go to the bottom of the sandwich, the other phrase. Let's go all the way to the end. So here, we're called not to put anyone above God. Let's look at the last piece of bread here. In the same way, any one of you who does not renounce all his possessions cannot be my disciples. So don't put no one above God, but also let go, renounce your possessions. Now, there's a Greek word here that once you understand, it's like, oh, now I understand. And actually, I was doing the study of it, and I thought it was so. The word possession. Let me go to the word possessions, because I thought that was very unique. Possessions. The Greek word here is huparko. Repeat after me. Huparko. Huparko. We have a bunch of Greek people now here. Very good. And it has two parts. The hupo and the arko, or comes from arkomai. Arkomai means for something to begin, something to commence, and to begin in time. So it's closely related to saying existence. Something begins to exist in time and in space to commence. So, and then the other word, the word that goes before it, hupo, means under. Hupo. So possessions in the Greek understanding, the Greek culture, which is not too far from our own, is something begins to exist in time and space under me. Now you begin to see the danger, right? So this talent, let's say we have the talent of singing. Thank you for the wonderful job of sharing your talent of singing with the community. Is that a talent that exists under you, as if without you that talent would not exist? Careful. Good, you're thinking. Let me use another analogy here. Okay, parents with children. All right, we got two children here, a mom and a dad. Does these children exist thanks to you and under you? Careful. It's a tricky question. Without you, these children will not exist. It's a tricky one, right? Let me use an expression that my mom, I got my sister, my brother-in-law here, and my mom will often use, and if you got a Hispanic mama, she probably said that to you. Yo te parí, así que yo te mando. I gave birth to you, so I own you. You better listen to me. You better obey me because I gave birth to you. So renouncing possessions means that something exists under you and thanks to you. Without you, that thing will not exist. Well, yeah, if you guys didn't exist, very likely they wouldn't. But is their existence totally dependent on you and you alone? No. Is your talent for singing dependent on you and you alone? You have that gift that has been given to you so as to share, and just as it was given, it could be taken away because it's not yours. The same applies with children. Are your children your children? They've been entrusted to you, to your care, to your service, to your love. But in the end, they belong to God, not to you. And just as He gave, He can also take away, because they're not yours, they're God's. And entrusted to your service, to your care, to your, and we talk about talents and treasures and even your own life. It has been entrusted to your care, that you may administer, that you may share, that you may expand it, that you may develop it, that you may care and serve and share with others. Because in the end, it's not yours. You see why the danger of and the need to renounce possessions? To renounce to this thinking. And here, basically, it's going with the same principle on the top. putting something above God. Having possessions can risk you putting yourself above God because they are yours things. My, I own them. They exist because of me. No, you're putting yourself above God. You should hate that. You should denounce that. You should even persecute that because that is wrong. So now we have the two sandwiches. Don't put anyone above God, including yourself. But also, don't put things or even people as if they were your own possession and they exist because of you, because that's a lie. And actually, that will be the foundation for something as extreme as slavery. The second reading, letter of Philemon, Paul to Philemon, speaking about Onesimus. Onesimus is a slave of Philemon. And Paul is saying, no, treat him as you will treat me, as a brother. No one is above anyone. And if someone were to be above, because it has been entrusted to you, then the greatest among us must be the servant of all. If you are in charge of someone, entrusted someone, is so that you may care and serve them, not them serve and care you. So that needs to change. So when you put you got the sandwich on top and the bottom, right? Nothing above God and nothing below me as if I am God. And that's the cost of it. A cost of being disciple, which is then summarized, and here is the golden nugget. You ready for this one? Let's go back to the beginning. Let's go to the goal. If anyone comes to me without preferring God above all things, above his father, mother, wife, children, brother, sister, even his own life, he cannot be my disciple. Next one. Here's the golden nugget. Whoever does not carry his own cross and come after me cannot be my disciple. All right. Let's go with the symbol of the cross. Bring father, mother, husband, children, brother, sisters, and your very self, your own circumstances, the people that God has entrusted to you, your gifts and talents, not yours, but the ones that you've been gifted with, and being of service to them, administering your gifts and talents, sharing it with others, that is your cross. But notice something very unique about this phrase. Wherever it does not carry, there's a double possession here. His own cross. Your cross is your cross, not mine. Your cross is her cross, not mine. I cannot carry your cross. I cannot carry your cross. And this is difficult, especially for parents. Your children have their own crosses, and you cannot carry them. Only them can carry the cross. Careful about codependency or messianic complex, thinking you can save someone. It doesn't work like that. You have to pick up your own cross. Double, your own cross. Great emphasis on each person has a unique, unrepeatable cross, and only you can carry it. No one else can carry it for you. And when you bring back what has been said earlier about relationship with your father and your mother, that's your father and that's your mother. That's your cross. Your wife and your children, that is your cross. Your brother and your sister, that is your cross. Your own very life is your cross. Pick it up. and follow after him. Now let's go into the follow. A disciple, the whole thing here is about the cost of being a disciple. Disciple is someone who's learning, is a student. And if we're following after Christ, it's because we want to learn from him. What did he do with his own cross? He built a boat, a little house, he did a little woodwork. What did he do with that cross? He died in it. And as you see the cross, this phrase that Christ himself said, there is no greater love than to lay down one's life for the other. You got to pick up your cross and die in it. That's following the way of Christ. That is the cost of being a disciple of Christ Jesus. You dying in the cross out of love for the people God has entrusted you with the gift and talents, or lack of gift and talents, that God has given you. That's the cost of being a disciple of Christ. To pick up your own cross and die in it out of love and service to those who've been entrusted to you. So think about, perhaps you came today, it's like, oh my God, I wish I had another cross. I'm tired of so-and-so and this and that. And mostly you're tired of some form of relationship that you just can't escape because they're part of who you are and what's been entrusted to you. You may be tired of it. And you may wish, God, just give me another cross. And you may be seeing all the crosses around you. It's like, that cross looks better. I'll take that one. Until you have to carry it, and then you figure out, oh no, that's not a better cross. There's a story that goes that someone in that same spirit was complaining to God. God, come on, give me another cross. I'm tired of this, blah, blah, blah. And God said, okay, all right, let's see how it goes. And he brings him to the warehouse of crosses. He comes in with his own cross. So, you sure you don't want it? No, I want to get another one. I think I have in mind something more perfect. Something perfect for me. Because this one is imperfect. I don't like it. Okay. You just put the cross right there. Okay. This is a huge warehouse. So good luck, You know what? Take your time. I'll be back whenever you're done. Whenever you pick the cross you like. So the person drops the cross there. The servants take the cross and put it somewhere else. And now he goes into the warehouse. And he sees this humongous cross. Oh, not that one. And then he sees a small one. Oh, that one. That looks good. Okay. But it's heavy. Heavier than the bigger one. So, okay, never mind about that one. And he sees another one. Oh, that got the perfect size. He gets close. Ooh, it's all rough. It has, this. It's like spikes. And oh, never mind. Great size, but I don't know. And the person keeps going all around the warehouse looking for the perfect and finds it. And, he takes that cross and says, oh, okay, that's the right size. Texture. Well, it's not the best, but better than the spiky one. Weight, bearable. Puts it on. Okay, yeah, I think this one will work. He gives it a test drive, and he's walking around. Okay. It has a little, but I could work with this. I think I found it. God, I got it. And God comes and says, oh, you found the cross. Oh, yeah. You know how the story goes, right? And God says to the guy, well, that's the cross you dropped at the beginning that you didn't want. And now it's perfect. You see, your cross is perfectly imperfect for you. Your cross is perfectly imperfect for you. So that as you carry its imperfections, it perfects you. You grow. You learn. You mature. You grow in virtues like patience, humility, sacrificial giving, and ultimately love. Because if you pick up that cross and follow Jesus, you die out of loving service to the people entrusted to you. Although that cross may not seem perfect, it is perfectly imperfect for you. So what is the cost of being a disciple of Christ? Pick up your own cross and follow me.